Oh, hello. It's the Australian Collectors Chat. It's episode 26.
Six.
Yeah, 26 down there at the bottom. They said we couldn't get to episode 26. Well, we fucking did it.
There we go.
So, welcome, Alex. Welcome, Ryan. We'll see who else joins us tonight. We've got a little bit of statue news to start with. So we saw some new pictures of go away, Helmy, stop messaging me. About
Either get on or go away.
Imaginarium stuff. These look.
Hey, that's Rob.
I managed to get a invite to Rob. That's good.
Beautiful.
And so Imaginarium Hulkbuster.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, gentlemen.
I was having trouble, or Google was giving me trouble with inviting people, so I've had to try and do it individually, and that's why it's late.
No problem.
But Imaginarium Hulkbuster, have a look at that. They're doing a quarter-scale Hulkbuster. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. I'd love a Hulkbuster. That'd be great.
We'll have a look at their, because they've shown some other recent pictures of their Captain America as well. That's looking really good. That
Oh, geez, I don't know. That Iron Studio one's is leaps and bounds in front.
Oh yeah, the Iron Studios, yeah. And Imaginarium, I noticed on their website that they are. There he is. This was at a convention recently, I think, maybe just last week.
Wow.
And Imaginarium are also going to do Generation 1 Transformers.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll make billions.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, nice. Like,
I actually prefer that than the Prime one.
yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes less is more. Like it hasn't got as much detail.
Yeah.
But it still looks like the cartoon versions, and that looks pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
I think they were just grabbing like whatever sort of art that's out there already, like Gen 1 stuff. But they're saying they're doing Gen 1, Transformer statues. So
printing money. That one. That'll be big. That'll be big.
Yeah.
Did they give an idea on scale?
No, I'm not sure, mate. There's a friend of mine who's a big Transformers collector. Has some based on. Was it Dreamwave who did a run of comics with Generation 1? I can't remember.
Oh God, so long ago.
It was a name like that. It was like 10 or 15 years ago. They revived like Gen 1 designs and did a new run of comics. And he's got these really cool statues. They'd be maybe 30, 40 centimeters tall.
Probably 1/6. That'd make. No, would make 1/6. That'd be sort of 1/6 equivalent to a human. Geez, it'd be tiny.
Yeah. I can't remember who did them. I think it might have been Palisades, were the company. Yeah. There's some of them there. So they were pretty cool designs. And if they're talking about doing like something that'll stand up like the same size as your premium format, maybe like as the same size as a quarter scale piece, that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, he's got that. My friend has these. He's got this guy.
Yeah. I remember those. Yeah, they're old, those ones.
Which is nice design. He'd be maybe 30, 40 centimeters to the top of the gun there. And they had a Megatron too. There he is.
Awesome.
They were cool. If they're going to do stuff like that, that's awesome.
Light up and everything. That would be cool.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, now what do we think of this Sideshow He-Man? We got like Sideshow's
Oh.
official pictures this week. Alex, you didn't like the cape, mate.
Yeah, but I've just found out that it is removable, so I'm back on board.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ah.
it is removable.
I thought he was. I mean, we saw him at Comic-Con, so he's not really new, but
I like it.
yeah, it's
I like
nice. Mm.
I think the detail is incredible, and I like the pose as well. It's not your. It isn't a generic pose. I mean, I know how some people go on about Sideshow not really being creative with the poses at the moment, but I think that's He-Man, isn't it? Really holding something up like either a sword or an axe. It's very He-Man, saying his lines and whatnot, and I think it was badass as well. It's it's a more of a. He looks more like more of a grounded version instead of more of the like the Pop Culture Shock was more like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like the original cartoons, whereas this is more like the one that they had in the 90s, was it? Or the early 2000s?
You mean the movie?
Not the cartoon.
Oh, they did like an updated one, didn't they? It was like a fruity, like He-Man in space one.
Did that, yeah, and then they did one also that was like based like normal, but it was like a bit more like the animation had obviously got better, and it was like more like actiony, if you know what I mean, like a lot of.
I don't remember that.
I remember watching it in the UK a long time ago. I remember watching. It might be one that you said, but I just remember from memory anyway that one where it was sort of more just. Came across like more like they were trying to go for like a more gritty feel or something like that, you know.
If He-Man was gritty, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like it was completely fucking out there still. But you could
He-Man directed by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
This is the one I was talking about. I remember when like He-Man, like Master of the Universe, finished and it was gone and dead and buried, and then they tried bringing him back with like He-Man in Space, New Adventures of He-Man, and it was like nah.
No.
Yeah, and he had like a big, I think he had a ponytail as well, and I was like, oh, He-Man's like a girl.
Now that's a bad statue to make. Can you imagine that? Like, you have like a massive uproar of like people just losing their shit, death, and all that sort of shit. Like sent to Sideshow if they made that.
But this angle here, I thought he looks fantastic there.
Yeah. He's standing on Castle Grayskull, isn't he? I'd say.
I
prefer him better with the sword than the axe. I remember him with the sword.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't have it with the axe either, because obviously, like you say, it's not He-Man, is it? But I like it. I think it's great statue.
That's it. That's the one I like that. That's He-Man.
Like yeah, for real. It looks good there. It's sort of like if they were going to do a He-Man movie now. That's sort of
very much.
They'd go for, wouldn't
they? Yeah. I agree with that. That's the one that goes with the Skeletor too, isn't it?
Yeah.
We
haven't got Skeletor's pictures yet. His official pictures anyway.
1/5 scale, aren't they?
Yeah, 1/5. Yep.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah. I guess they don't have. I guess Pop Culture Shock must have exclusivity on quarter scale. I guess they're not allowed to go near quarter.
Yeah.
That's right. Just have them on a separate shelf. I love that photo there. It's the guy with vision.
Yeah.
With his figure. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this was from convention in the Philippines, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot Toys must have made a little appearance.
Oh, that Iron Man on the right, that suit that they got, that design that's Disney sent to Hot Toys. I hate it because somebody's photoshopped Ben Stiller's head on it from Zoolander. So that's it now. Everyone in like the forums are calling it like the Zoolander Iron Man.
Well, there it is. I mean, well, it is in blue steel.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like that design. I mean, it's all right, I guess. I'm just not sold on that colour.
It doesn't matter, does it? It's Hot Toys. It's Iron Man.
They'll make 5,000 of them.
It's a license to print money.
Yeah.
Just pump it
in,
out.
in Japan, you bet they'll fucking have them, all of them.
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh,
Okay.
9 o'clock, everybody. Yeah, there was Paul Bettany.
There he is.
He looks like a pop star or something, man. He looks like he's
He
in a
does,
boy.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
With his fruity scarf, and then he was checking it out. He was like,
What the
wow.
fuck?
yeah, that's like a tiny me.
Yeah.
He did well in that film. I need to watch that again, man. I haven't watched it since I saw it at the movies.
I watched it a couple of days ago. It just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You haven't watched it yet?
No, I've watched Age of Ultron, but I haven't bought it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who we got here? Oh, this is
Oh, this is the
Star
stuff
Wars choice.
looking fucking awesome.
Pretty good.
I'll
What's
tell you
this
what.
Who's the baddie, man? Like, they've pretty much locked down this story. Hey, we don't know anything.
Well, they've released a few things. There's a few theories out there. There's like, they were saying that this story could be more focused on him, this new movie. So
On this guy.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. They said basically like he could be like the parallel of Luke Skywalker. So he thinks he's doing good. He may not be, but he's he thinks in his head that he's the hero. So and I thought that was interesting. And a couple of people said as well, because there's been a few things leaked here and there that because he's from the Knights of Ren. Kylo Ren's not his real name, and he's probably from the Knights of Ren. That's like where he's from. And apparently, there's another piece of information that was leaked. Whether it's true or not is, we'll have to find out. But they said that Luke Skywalker trained 7 Jedis, or 7, like apprentices of the Force, and then you think the Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
So some people have said that there's a possibility that he's maybe rebelled against, and then there's also the theories that he's Han Solo's son.
Okay.
So there's like all these different things that are going on. I mean, I think that's what I love about the new Star Wars movie so far is they've not revealed too much, which I quite like. So you'll go in pretty much like almost like the first time, I guess, when Star Wars was released. Nobody knew what it was about. You went in and saw it, and that's the same sort of feel I think this movie's going to have.
I don't remember because I wasn't alive. I'm not that old, but I can remember flipping out when I went to see Jedi. I think that was the only one that I got to see at the movies when I was little. Because the others I was too little for, or not conceived.
I did get to see them all in the movies.
You saw them
I
all,
have that
right?
all.
Oh,
Yeah, all of them.
Same.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
Did it
remember
have-
the first one that much. I think I was only
Yeah,
about
okay. Did it have mad hype? Like I remember I've seen like the docos on it, and I remember them saying like the guys in the film would go and just drive around and around the blocks in Los Angeles because these lines were just going out the door, round the blocks, and down the street. What was it like in Australia? Was it a big hype or?
Christ, I'm not that old. Jesus.
I don't remember it being like that.
when I saw it.
No,
When you went to see Empire or when you went to see Jedi then? One of the late.
I can remember seeing Empire.
Yeah.
The thing that I can really remember about that was actually the short that they showed before the film. There was a little short that they showed in certain territories. It was called, I think, The Black Angel, and it was directed by the set dresser from A New Hope. I forgot, Roger Christensen. He directed Battlefield Earth, the horrible thing with John Travolta.
Oh man, yeah.
Years later. It's a little short, and for the life of me, I saw this as a kid, and it sort of stuck in my mind because if you've ever seen the film Excalibur, it's sort of very sort of medieval type of sword and sorcery kind of thing, and it's really atmospheric. And I can remember this thing, but I've never been able to find a copy of it. And as I got older, I've been searching and searching. What the hell was this little short that I saw in front of Empire Strikes Back when I saw it originally? And years later, the internet comes along and all the information's there. And supposedly they're remastering it, and it's going to get a release. Who knows when? This is just talk that's been going on for years and years, but that's probably my strongest memory of seeing Empire. I can still remember that little short that was at the front of it.
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Black Angel, I think it was. Just look up Roger Christensen. He was a director. He was a set dresser for Star Wars. Won an Oscar for it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think you can get it on YouTube anywhere. I don't think there's any. I guess there would be pirated copies floating around somewhere. But
Black Angel, 1980 short film. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. It was like a medieval sort of.
Yeah.
Okay. And they
Kind
played it before Empire.
Before Empire.
Yeah. Far out.
Yeah, that's a strong memory I have from seeing Empire. And the other thing about seeing those films is I remember seeing them in theatres when a movie theatre was a big setting, and there was 1,000 people in the theatre, and it was 2 tiers back, and the screen, maybe it's because I was so small at the time, but the screen was enormous, humongous, not like the postage stamp screens you get now in your multiplex. That was another thing that I remember, and of course all the cups that you used to be able to buy.
Oh, I love those cups, man.
Oh, the cups. Yeah, the cups.
They were cool.
But long time ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm taking my boy to see them all, so.
Yeah. Wow. So
aren't they supposed to be putting them out for like a week or something before?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're selected cinemas are doing the whole 6 of them.
Oh, okay. I'll skip the first 3 and we'll just watch the good ones.
Yeah,
I might go.
Yeah, I'll go and see one.
Yeah, I'll drag my son along to see them. He's never seen them on the big screen, so it'll be an interesting experience for him.
The sound is just amazing.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
I remember seeing Phantom Menace on opening night, and that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, I remember that. I'll never forget it, actually. All I remember of that is the look on the faces of people afterwards.
Mm. Everyone came out of the theatre saying, "It's not really that bad. It's not really that bad."
Yeah. Trying to tell yourself
yes.
it's not that bad. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck did I just watch?
That's right.
Like,
I've waited 20 years for that.
yeah.
20 years.
What?
And all those people that were dressed up and lined up for months and months and months, and oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
all for that, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what he comes up with. It's JJ, isn't it, doing the new one?
Yeah, I reckon it's a straight remake of A New Hope.
Yeah, well, couldn't go wrong with that.
No, I reckon all the plot beats will be pretty similar to A New Hope. That's
Yeah.
what I think we're going to get. Not
Yeah.
going to go too far from the path that's well worn, and they know that it works. So
Tried and true.
yeah, that's it.
Interesting, though. Because got a lot of backstories and stuff that he's already like written or co-written with some of the guys. But I think the original plot they said it was basically, you know, when at the end of Empire Strikes Back when Luke gets his hand cut off by Darth Vader. The whole point is because that's been floated. This is only like part of the story or where the ideas come from, or they reckon anyway. Is his hand? Well, it's not his hand, but his lightsabers basically come through the atmosphere and basically landed. I don't know which planet they said it's going to land on. I'm assuming what it says on in like Tatooine or something like that. But basically, you know, the black guy in it, Finn, I think his name is, the new guy.
Yeah.
Or him or one of them. Anyway, that was the original thing. He found his lightsaber and was going to return it because apparently they reckon this new movie is going to be about finding Luke Skywalker. It's going to be that's going to be the main focus. It's not going to be.
That'd be cool.
Luke Skywalker is supposed to be. They reckon he's only going to get like this much screen time in the first movie. They reckon it's going to be Han Solo's movie. Anything?
Yes.
I don't know if I knew that.
I'll be pissed if Luke Skywalker isn't in it very much. Like if he's just like if it's the last like we landing on wherever Luke Skywalker is and it's like, hey, what's up, Luke? And he goes like, hey, what's up? And then it's like finishes. I'll be like, fuck you.
You know,
you're not going to be too far wrong.
I think that's pretty much what it's going to be, yeah.
You reckon he's just like he's on Dagobah or something, just like forcing stuff around just by himself?
Well, he'll be a hermit. He'll be a recluse, I would think.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. It's going to have all the hype, and they'll put out the movies, and I'll go and see. I don't know. I'll get a couple of my mates, and we'll go and see maybe, I don't know, maybe the original trilogy again. That'd be good to see again on the big screen.
Yeah, I don't think you really need to see the prequels.
No, you really don't. You just like, that's right, this bit, like, they do this for a bit, don't they? And then there's a bit, yeah.
I wouldn't mind if I had to. I couldn't tell me like pick the prequel, like as in I go to see. I'd like Phantom Menace, and then I just watch the second and the third, and then the original trilogy.
Yeah. That'd work.
Can't you hear, Alex?
All I can hear echo.
Echo.
I'll turn Ryan up a bit. That might be a bit better for him.
All right.
I'm working on the control room. I'm in charge. What's up with this character, Captain Phasma? Because I just realised the other day it's a girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
From
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's that enormous lady from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yes.
She's from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she's that.
She'll be like the Boba Fett equivalent.
Yeah. There's Mark.
Yeah, I finally made it.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Good, how are you guys?
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Good.
we're just talking about Star Wars and just having a look at Captain Phasma, because I didn't realise that she was a girl, and she's got she's got a name that is a slightly, like, I think it's slightly sexy name, like, because it's almost like Captain Orgasma.
I was thinking it sounds like. To me, it sounds like Captain Asthma, quite honestly. But,
Captain Asthma.
you know what I mean? But yeah, that's Gwendolyn Christie, the Brienne of Tarth from you know, that TV show. Forgot. Yeah, that Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So I guess she's pretty big then, like, because that lady is tall.
Have you seen that interview with her? It was her. It was, what's his name? That guy Gleason. Him. His last name was Gleason, and with the guy who does Kylo Ren, and they're like certain height, and then she's like towering them. She's like way too big. She's just like looking down at them, like, you know, she could fucking pat them on the head. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, you know.
Amazon, that woman.
Oh, there we go.
It's gonna be like
one of those.
all these other.
One of those. You ever see 16 Candles? And the Asian guy that's living with the family, he's like a student from abroad, from Japan, meets like the girl of his dreams, and you see him like dancing with this woman, and his head just barely reaches her breasts. You know what I mean?
That's a good place to reach, isn't it?
Yes, oh, absolutely. I'm talking like the top of his head just barely reaches the very bottom. And it's kind of like that, like, you know, she's a tall woman. But I'll be honest with you, if you're a tall man, like I'm 6'3", so like if there's not that many women that are tall like me. So like, I don't know what she looks like. I mean, I know what she looks like off camera, but you know, hey, you know what I mean? She's not an ugly looking woman or anything like that. She's pretty. So I would, you know.
Get her to wear the suit too.
Yeah, right.
She'd take that helmet off. She'd be like that. And then...
She'd have her way with you.
Yeah.
That's real.
Either way, whichever character, she's wearing armor, so you know what type of deal that could turn up to be.
It's going to take a while to get undressed then.
Look, I imagine she. I can picture her. I'm not really. I can't. I picture her being like, if you're into the armor, she's a dominatrix.
Yeah.
But that's not my thing.
Next gen, she just presses like chest down and the whole armor just pops off all at once.
Just bang.
Yeah.
Bang, yeah. But some of the names are kind of like Captain Phasma, but then again, you know, who I don't know, some of the names even in Star. I mean, it's better than Jar Jar Binks, right?
Yeah.
Just the names.
Well,
not to say anything about the Grail statue that you own, Ryan.
Right.
The Grail. You know, the Holy Grail.
It is. I shall out. Put that in the cupboard now. Fuck that thing off. As soon as I got all this sorted out and put the bust up there, I was like, "You're going away now, Jar Jar. Catch you later."
Yeah, what's up there, mate?
Everything looks great over there, man. I like the whole setup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks good.
It's
No
nice.
Jar Jar. It's always a bonus.
Yeah. I think I got one more. That's right. It was that Frazetta Conan the Barbarian from
Oh.
ARH, and it had some paint on it because they are getting ready for New York Comic Con, which is in a few weeks, isn't it, Mark?
Yes, 2 weeks. The
Oh,
week after next.
Oh, that's the
Awesome.
one.
Sideshow's going to be there.
Yeah, that's new for them. Yeah.
It's been a long time. I'm
Yeah.
that got me excited even more because I've always wanted to go to SDCC and see this spread. But being that they're going to be at NYCC, I'm hoping to see some cool stuff because I was underwhelmed by what they showed back in the summer.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Yeah, they might have some new stuff, and given you've got Halloween coming up over there, maybe some cool horror stuff. I don't know.
They'll probably show Jason and the same stuff they've always shown. I'm just wondering if they'll show anything. Well, maybe we'll just see some updated stuff. Even if who knows? Either way, I'm gonna have me and 1,000 billion other people are gonna have a camera.
Yeah.
To taking photos and you know what I mean, and filming, videoing, whatever, digital videoing. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
That looks cool. I mean, he seems to be dragging that woman wherever he goes, doesn't she? She's always got the chains on her arms. It's like every statue. It's like she's over. He's got a. I mean, in a way, I guess it's like valet service because it's like he's carrying her over his shoulder when he walks, and here. He just I don't know what he did, but it looks like he just killed something, and but he gives her a nice place to hang out on the side, so she doesn't have to stand,
He's looking good there. I think that's the first paint I've seen them have on him, but they'll be there at NYCC, and I think Pop Culture Shock as well, and Sideshow now, and whoever else. That'll be cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you go in the app, you could just type in any company you want. It's a free app. You can just download it, and you can just type in like, okay, I wonder if this company's going to be here. You can type it in, and it'll tell you if they'll be. It'll tell you, if they're there and where they'll be located. You know what I mean? Like, this, that, or the other. So that's cool. Because I had no idea.
That will be exciting, mate. You go every year, Mark?
No, this is the first time.
Oh, okay.
First time. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous too, but I'm excited because I mean, I've been to like Star Trek conventions like maybe 20 years ago, but nothing is like that. But nothing is as. I've never been to a Comic-Con. You know what I mean? To like you've been to STCC, so it's different. You know what I mean? Like you've seen it. I've never been there at all. So like I hear it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. And this one is going to be their biggest one ever. They say. The biggest on the East Coast. So, but you know what's interesting? I noticed. I don't know about the movies. You know how like you have the movie panels. Most of the panels that I've been at least getting, that there could be other panels and stuff like that. And probably, in fact, there's got to be, obviously. But from what I see, and from what I've posted or whatever I've received, it's mostly television shows. From what it's like, if STC is where they're promoting movies, it seems like NYCC is where they're promoting TV shows because of the traditional start of the fall season. But I also think there'll be funny movie things. You know what I mean?
You're getting that. You're gonna get along to that Ash versus Evil Dead one, Mark.
I'm gonna try my best. I mean, at this point, this is how it works for me. They basically send you a note, and basically you tell them who do you okay, I want to speak to ABC, And in my case, just to get my foot in the door, I'll speak to anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at this point, because this is live. I mean, it's been always live, but it's different on the phone talking to somebody and being in the same room talking to them.
Yeah.
So, and then you also have to let them know, okay, video or audio only, that sort of thing. So I'm like both, whichever, again, like I'm like if I can talk to somebody and even if it's only audio, that's still better than that I could still post that with photographs and put the audio online and you can listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not as good as video, but in some ways all I have is a little Nikon camera, and so it's kind of like it would be kind of embarrassing pretending this asthma thing is a medicine. Captain Asthma is a video camera. It would be kind of odd, like, so Mr. Campbell, tell us about the new show and what's it like to be an Evil Dead after so long. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, there's other people with like professional equipment. I'm like, well, so tell me what you think. Well, you're holding an asthma thing, But you're holding a pump, But seriously speaking, that's how it is. And then basically they don't want to piss you or anybody. They don't want to basically if by October 5th they contact you, this is how. Then you can go to the press thing. If not, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to. It just means that you're not guaranteed. So I'm gonna do my. You know what I mean? God knows how many people are there. I've done pretty well with just a website for years. So, and I even did good this year with trying to think of the name of the filmmaker, but either way, if I can get it done, I will, and I definitely will at least. I mean, even if I can't talk to BC himself, I'll be happy to talk to like even Sam Raimi's brother, who co-writes the show, because it's still related, and you're all going to be in the same room anyway. So
the panel that they had, the panel that I saw from San Diego was really good fun. Like they really had a good time with each other. So they were really, some of it you wonder where there was a few digs that they had at each other with the ribbing, and I was like, ooh, like is that? I guess that's because they're such old friends. Like some of them were like, oh, that looked like it really hit hard, like that one. Like they really had to go at each other a few times with the jokes. It was funny.
They grew up with Sam, Bruce, and the Raimi brother who wasn't there, but I'm sure will show up on the show sooner or later. Ted Raimi. I mean, Bruce said, I remember Ted as a little boy. You know what I mean? But that sort of thing.
That's not bad. I got it. That's not a bad segue to a figure that I just got today. That I wasn't.
Oh, really?
I just got today. Did anybody else get anything new?
Just the Star Wars thing. Which
okay.
You guys,
I got the Dark Man.
Really cool.
Figure today.
Really?
He's an older one, and he's been. I've been eyeing him off for a long time. Yeah, for a long time. He's been at a local hobby shop, and he sat there for years. Like, there's not a lot of Darkman fans. I like Darkman because it's it's Liam Neeson and it's got a little bit of Bruce Campbell right at the end, and it's Sam Raimi. So it's great fun. I think they wanted to do. I think I read that they wanted to do the movie of The Shadow, and they weren't allowed to, or they didn't have the rights, or they were going to, and then Sam Raimi said, all right, well, let's just write the Shadow, but we'll call him Darkman, and that's it. That's what they did.
Well, I mean, Darkman's pretty different from the Shadow. I mean, the whole nature of the character, you know. But that was probably, you know, for Raimi at that time. I remember when the movie first came out, and you know, like when he was mostly known at that point, really, just for the Evil Dead films as a director.
Yeah.
So that was like a pretty big. That was maybe their first studio film, because that was Universal, 1990. You know, even Liam
1990.
Neeson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Liam Neeson wasn't as big. He wasn't the movie star that he is today.
No.
You know what I mean, in terms of movies, like, at least not till America. Even though I remember him going all the way back to like Excalibur. You know what I mean? I mean, you know how you can look at movies and you can see actors working like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I could tell Rob probably remembers them even further back because Rob's smiling like, you know, right? Do you or no?
Yes, I name dropped Excalibur already tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, we've already had Excalibur. I think we need to. I think
Gabriel Byrne and all sorts of people in that.
Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Love
that was actually a revelation to me that Gabriel Byrne was in that years ago. Because I remember I didn't really hear much about Gabriel Byrne until Miller's Crossing, which it was also the same year that Darkman came out in 1990.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Darkman. It's okay. I mean, it's their superhero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's their superhero origin story.
And, sort of. What does he end up happening? He can't feel pain. Is that what I remember? Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, because he gets burnt, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's all burnt, and I think he can't. I think that means all his nerve endings are like, so he can't feel any pain. So he doesn't. It doesn't matter if he's attacked or anything. He can just charge through. It's a cool statue. It's pretty much. It's pretty
nice
similar to the poster or like the cover of the VHS, which is like burned into my mind just from going to the video store all the time. It was such a cool poster. There it is.
Yeah.
And, I always dug this poster. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a definitely, you know what's really cool too is that that's the type of find in a store like that, like, you know, where it really pays to go to local comic shops and stuff, because like I bought Darth Maul back in 2009, the PFF, and I know I didn't. I know, all things considered, I did not pay full retail for it because they had it in the store for maybe 3 or 4 years before I finally bought it, and that was my first PF. So I know exactly what you mean. Like, you know, you feel good. You come on that because it's still brand new. Even if they had it sitting there in a window, nobody has used it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. This guy's been sitting. He's been sitting in this same shop, and I bought RoboCop there last year, and him and RoboCop had been sitting there for forever. And I just one day I just go, today I just went. I had a bit of extra money, and I thought, man, I'm gonna go and get Darkman. I'm gonna go rescue him from that shelf, so he can come and join his brothers.
Give him a good home.
Yeah.
You give him a good home. Like, introduce him to the other statues.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome. He's a pretty old one. I think he was like he's one of the earlier ones.
It's really old. That piece.
Yeah, the pictures. If I grab the pictures from him, they're the old school sideshow pictures where it's just the big old grey background that you used to get. There he is. They don't do them like that anymore. They do all the fruity backgrounds now. Like that He-Man, he had all that stuff going on in the background. So there he is.
Was the box styrofoam or was it like foam? You know what I mean? Like that soft stuff.
It's a
grey or white styrofoam.
It's an old grey one. It's a good one. Though.
Yeah. Okay. No,
solid.
I know.
The box is just the
Great shipper.
it's just the shipper with a big Darkman sticker on it, basically.
Wow.
It's not a bad design. I like that one.
I actually forgot it. It works for that. Yeah. I mean, because Darkman is kind of like, you know, he's sort of like, he's kind of like pasted together. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's number 58 of 200. Now that's a low edition size.
Holy
find.
Yeah.
That's a really good find.
Yeah.
I reckon that must have been the only store in the world that's got one of those statues left in it.
I reckon it would be, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Take a trip to Tasmania.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy with him. I'm gonna sit him with my I'm gonna sit him with the other horror guys. I'll sit him over with Ash and Freddie and Jason, and he'll fit right in.
It's action pose too.
Yeah.
With your statue, like, cause I remember the scene, you know, him like running and jumping and something exploding behind him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really brings that out.
Yeah, I dig it. Thanks,
that's
man.
really cool. Yeah, you definitely got a find and a half.
Yeah, it's really good that you picked that up. Those old pieces are getting harder and harder to track down.
Wow, that's right.
Like that, you got to jump on them.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and he's just he's so old, and the price they had on him was $4.99, and I knew he'd been sitting there, and they'd never changed the price. Like, I'd been going in there 2-3 years, and he's been sitting there with this same $4.99. I went in today and said, "We take $4.50 for Darkman," and he said, "What about $4.70?" And I said, "Box him up, $4.70 it is." Like, so that was it. Yeah.
They twisted your arm.
Yeah.
What about $4.70? Oh, okay. Okay, here.
Oh, man. Considering the price for a new one now, if you want to do it in Australian dollars, it's climbing up $700-800.
You know what I find? Isn't it amazing though how they've gotten us to accept it?
Yeah.
Like now, like if you get a statue, it's in your
I don't
mind,
accept
you're like,
it.
okay, if it's between $400 and $500, that seems reasonable now.
Yeah.
Just a few years ago, I remember like thinking to myself, if it's over 300, I'm not getting it. And now it's like, it's like on the New York chat on the American chat yesterday, somebody goes, "Shit, 300? What's wrong with it?" You know what I mean? That's how people You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I bought too many at around about 300 or sub 300, so today's prices, man, my eyes fall out of my head when I look at some of the prices they're putting on these things now. They put the bail up down at Pop Culture in Melbourne, I think $750 or something, maybe 800 Australian.
Wow.
Yeah.
For that new bail?
It's $750 or 800. Have a look, Charlie.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus. While you're there, have you got the photos of the new Trevor Grove Venkman sculpt? They've been floating around as well.
Yeah, I had a picture of that.
Hang on, I'll see if I can get something.
Charlie, there's a store in Perth, like not far away from where I live, and it's basically like a record store. So they sell like the old, the vintage like vinyl records.
Yeah.
You got all that in there, but what they also have is collectibles in there. Now, a lot of them, they don't know a lot about these collectibles, but they know enough, obviously, to order them in. They get Hot Toys, Sideshow, all that sort of stuff. And I went in, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I walked in, and I turned to the left, and I saw this like massive shipper, it said Star Wars on it. And I went closer up, and I'm like, that's big. And then I read it, and I was like, oh my god, it's the life-size C-3PO bust sitting in there.
What?
For that.
I think I can't remember off the top of my head because there was a few prices in there that were similar, but I think it was around about 600-700.
That's
Shit.
nice.
That's a good price.
That's a
Yeah.
steal.
They had a fucking Gladiator Hulk in there, just stacked on top of like a box of a few other stuff, right in the window. And then they had like a life-size figure of one of the Gremlins, you know, like the one that's got like the lipstick on from the second one. And they got, like,
Yeah.
they got like a life-size one of them in there. It's like all these collectibles, hot toys that you can't get hold of online without paying like an arm and a leg, and then you go in there and it's like they've got some good prices in there, but they don't like ship online or anything. So
It's probably because like this guy, they've had it on the shelf since back in the day. They bought it new and it was like 300. So 500 is like for what they paid for it, I guess. You know, but
Exactly, like that story where you bought it from. I don't know. Have they haven't gotten any of the new PFs? If you don't mind my asking.
no, they haven't. No.
Yeah, because that's exactly what, like, when I bought the wall years ago. It's the same thing. Like they they had a they since they didn't move it, so they stopped ordering. They just were happy to get rid of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I'll be honest with you, I would jump on that. Ryan, I would jump on the C3PO bust if you can.
Yeah, man. If you could get the money together, I'd go for it. Yeah.
Because the eyes light up and everything. It's really sweet.
I'll go up
Yeah.
there
That's
if
a
it's
nice find.
still there. I'll go up there and see if it's still there because it's a quiet store. Like barely anybody goes in because they also sell like nicotine as well. So a lot of like truckers get in and go in there. You know, the smokes and that. And they basically walk past all these collectibles. So I'll go in and I'll have a look and I'll see what I can find, and then I'll let you guys know and like just show you what they got in there.
Yeah, we've got a pic. Rob, you've got a pic of that Trevor Grove sculpt.
That's a Trevor Grove, the new sculpt that he's done for that. What is it? HCG.
Yeah,
Quarter
that's
scale
spot on.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on the money.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
This was to go on the
sort of piece to an absolute must-buy for me. You know, I'd love to get some Ghostbusters in my collection, quarter scale. That'd be a long time coming.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this was one we had back in July during San Diego, and HCG shared. They had this guy on the shelf, and the relentless feedback was the head sculpt is awful.
Yeah.
I think everybody was telling them. We complained about it all night on the chat, and I think everybody at their booth was like, dude, you got to fix that head sculpt. And, I found a picture of it too.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Did Grove originally sculpt the original head sculpt, or did they bring him in to fix it?
They brought him in to do a new one.
Yeah.
They've gotten whoever did that one. It's like, thanks, thank you, thanks, mate. We've hired Trevor.
Yeah. The old head sculpt looks like he has like some sort of disease. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
like whatever that Matthew Perry had from all those drugs on Friends when his head got all swollen. You know what I mean? That's what he looks like. Like his head's like swollen.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, we were talking about it that night when all the pictures were coming in from San Diego, and we were like, "Oh, there's a Ghostbusters quarter scale. Oh man, let's have a look." And then it was like, "Oh, like put it away."
Run away! Run away! Like in Monty Python. You know?
And I think they must have got so much hardcore feedback. Like, you guys seriously like. Fix the head, and it's going to be like, if you can get something that looks like Bill Murray, that's just going to fly off the shelves, and with that head sculpt, that's going to sell like crazy.
The original one.
I agree, especially because it's Ghostbusters, and really, like, that's a dormant franchise compared to like anything else out there. You know,
there's not much out there for that original film, is there? Hardly anything.
But now the even if the new movie that they're doing is not good, it'll still give a resurgence for the classic movie. And
Yeah.
that's the move, So
Yeah.
it's a no-brainer. I bet you the people at Sideshow are probably like, "What the fuck? Why didn't we get that license?"
No, I don't think they would. I don't think they would
could
go
cut
after
back
those
on
movie
a
licenses
couple.
anymore.
We could have just made 10,000 DC
Big friends.
V-list superhero. You know what I mean? We could have just done 10,000 instead of 20,000. Then we could have afforded the license for this. It's a good deal.
Chronicle also have a license for Ghostbusters. They've done a replica of the Terror Dog.
Oh yeah.
But I think they have. I think I saw a picture of one of their cabinets somewhere that has some of the Ghostbusters in it. So I don't know if maybe they've got something planned for that.
I saw that chat that you did with Paul, Charlie.
Yeah.
You did it on that Sunday morning, and he was talking about, if I remember correctly, 1/6 scale articulated figures.
Ah,
If
it
I remember
was too.
correctly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, they'll sell. I guess there's a lot of Ghostbusters fans, man,
Oh yeah.
who are cashed up now. I mean, it's almost. I stumbled across a pub in San Diego last year that had been turned into the like the Ghostbusters headquarters, and the whole pub must have had 100 guys in there with their full-on Ghostbusters suits. Like, it was far out seeing them. They all had like they had the packs, they had their guns like slung over the shoulders. They just, like people do 501st. I mean,
Yeah.
it was that hardcore. They looked fantastic, and they all looked like it was a hot day. They were all drinking like big beers. It looked like they had knocked off work and they were just going for like to let off some steam after a day of ghostbusting, man. It looked wild.
Cool.
My dad, he's got a mate who works with Charlie, who's a massive Ghostbusters fan. He's got the replica, like the backpack with the gun and everything. He's got the full suit, and he's also, I'm pretty sure he bought the car from overseas as well, like a replica of the car as well, like proper car.
You can look. The thing about that is that I've always thought, like, if I was going to ever do a cosplay, I'd do one with a mask, because then there's no, like, if you can get a replica mask, then there's no question you look like the character. Like people in the 501st Stormtroopers, they look like Stormtroopers because they've got the mask, and you don't have to look like Harrison Ford or something. It's like, but with that Ghostbusters one, you can just look like a regular guy with a Ghostbusters costume on, and you look like a Ghostbuster, man.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking too, like I remember when the movie came out, but like during the 1980s through the 1990s, there's just a generation of people that grew up watching cartoons of Ghostbusters that became fans from that. So like it's kind of, I think it's something that like the statue of Venkman and the other ones, its time has come. You know what I mean? Like it's ripe. It's ripe for the picking. It's like picking up Darkman. Seriously, it's just like it's the apple on the tree that's just it's perfect. It's gonna taste fantastic, like no other apple in the world.
Yeah.
And it's just ripe for the taking, and they got lucky. They grabbed it first.
Yeah, I think that Trevor Grove sculpt. Thanks for reminding me, Rob. That was well worth a look, because.
Yeah, it'd be worth getting that piece.
Yeah,
As long as
you
the
get
paint
it.
app's solid on it, it'd be worth getting.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah, I would love if they did an Egon as well.
Well, I want that poster set up. The three of them from the poster.
Oh yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah. I would like all four personally, just because the Ernie Hudson character, I mean, I like some of the. He has some great lines. Like I love when he goes to the mayor and he goes, I've seen shit that'll turn you white like that. You know, do it just the way he said it. You know what I mean? Or when he gets hired for the job, he just goes, if there's a paycheck at the end of the week, I'll believe anything you say. You know what I mean?
That's my favourite one.
Oh, and well, if you're a New Yorker, when at the very end he goes, I love this town, like it's a New York spirit type of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like it's like being in a, you know, I have never been to Hobart, but I'm sure if Hobart, like a sports team, is there any sports teams in Hobart?
Not
Did you
very big
follow
ones.
anything?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, whatever it might be, whatever you're into, you know, like when somebody's like, if whatever the thing might be, you know what I mean? I mean, listen,
Yeah.
look, Mad Max kicked ass in the movie theaters. That's an Australian film, even if it's
Yeah.
distributed. It's the biggest movie. I have a feeling. I think it's going to be better than Star Wars.
For
To be
Mad
honest
Max?
with you. I
Easy.
think.
I think Mad Max will. For me, I think Mad Max will beat Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the story, you know, that movie was just like, God, I mean,
I rewatched Mad Max
George
recently.
Miller did the unprecedented.
Yeah.
I really watched Mad Max recently, Charlie, and I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I think it was good. I don't think it would have been appraised as much if it wasn't all practical effects, personally. I still think it was a good movie, well acted and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I personally, I still prefer Jurassic World. That's me personally, but
Oh, really? I just watched Jurassic World again the other day. That was good fun too. Yeah.
is it on Blu-ray now? On mine.
Not yet.
It might
Okay.
be available on digital download, though, or streaming somewhere.
You
Somewhere.
can find it. Hey, have you got a Batman figure for us this week, Ryan?
I made it. I'll
Okay.
It's probably a piece you've seen before, but I had a bit of trouble finding one this week that I thought would be a bit different, or at least, you know, like the Killer Croc one, I think, topped it, you know.
Yeah, that one last week is a classic, yeah.
Yeah, but I got this one. It's a nice piece. I'll try and find it for you now. I'll send you the pics. Right, here.
What do you guys think of the Bale that Sideshow's coming out with?
It looks nice.
Yeah, I don't mind
It
it.
looks cool. I like the exclusive head with the
Yeah.
things over the eyes. You know, the sonar thing.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
nice, but that Hot Toys one does everything that it has and more. So
Okay, yeah, that's got all that stuff, yeah.
it's got tied up, the whole thing. It's even got like the backpack he puts on in the Dark Knight, you know, where he first, you know, and he's got like the gun and that, and he's shooting the explosive gel. All of that comes with that. So personally, for me, I won't pick up the Sideshow one because that one for me comes with more, and obviously it's got the Christian Bale head sculpt and stuff, but it does look nice, the premium format from Sideshow, I reckon. I think it's, the more I've looked at it, the pose is quite nice, I think, you know, it's a nice pose, and I think as an exclusive goes, does that head sculpt light up, the X
No.
one?
No,
I
I don't think so.
No, it's just painted.
But it might. You know, I don't mind that things don't light up sometimes because I'm always worried like the batteries.
Yeah, true.
Mm.
You don't have it displayed lit up all the time either, so I guess that's not a big deal. But no, it's a nice statue. I just probably won't pick it up, say, because of that one. But
The Joker PF.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Joker PF, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind. Like, I think it's like my criticisms Helmy had with it, like with the base and the flames and stuff that look kind of strange. and also I think I personally, I mean, even though I wouldn't go and scale with that one, I would prefer the Prime 1 Joker, just because the likeness was better.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just me personally. The Saja one was good, but I say you put the Saja one next to the. I know it's a bit of a silly comparison, especially Hot Toys being for what they're known for, but you put that next to like my DX 2.0 Joker there, and even like I say the Prime 1, and it doesn't look quite as good to me. And the pose weird for me as well. I just wasn't feeling it really. But the Batman, I like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now you
I
sent
like that diorama.
me through the pictures of this one, Ryan.
Yep, I've just sent it here.
This is a custom one, yeah?
Yes, I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing this one kicking around a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I've seen that
Cool.
before.
It's cool.
Right.
It looks like he's actually flying on the gargoyle as opposed to just being ready to throw the batarang.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It almost looks like he's like holding it like this, like he should be holding like some rope.
Reins or something, yeah. Come on, hi-ho, Silver.
Giddy up! Onward.
Giddy up. Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that one. I think it's nice. It's very Batman. Helmy's just messaging, I don't know if you've seen it, Charlie. He's put, I almost got that piece. It's effing sick. Even with his connections.
Yeah, yeah. I can remember this one being a custom maybe 2 and a bit longer years ago. And
Yeah.
I think he was quarter scale as well. I think it's like a pretty big one with all the base and everything there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one.
Okay, yeah. I just quite liked it, I was actually going to show that one last week as well. I had on my mind because I've been going through and looking, but I still think personally, even though that's a really nice piece and it looks awesome, I like the Croc one as well. Yeah, I think that one. I think I set the bar too high with that one.
Charlie, when you first told Ryan, so do you have a new Batman to show us this week? For a second, I thought Ryan, I honestly thought this for a second because I know he's such a huge Batman fan that he makes Batman figures. I thought you were gonna pull up well, I made this week. I was gonna wow, that guy's a true fan, man. He's taking stuff and making Batman figures out of anything. So I actually thought that in my mind.
I'm disappointed that Ryan hasn't chosen yet to cover the epic Batman figure that is the Superpowers Batman.
I want to leave that one to you, Charlie.
He's got a cape. He's got a cape, and the cape is removable, just like He-Man, just like the new He-Man PF. So Batman's removable cape has the He-Man PF beat by about 30 years.
Next one for Alex.
And
Get with the program, He-Man.
The paint job last.
He is the blue and grey, like Neil Adams Batman.
Squeeze the legs, Charlie. He's hilarious.
You want me to squeeze his legs? He will punch the shit out of you.
Let's make sure it's only his legs, okay?
Boom!
He's doing the Batman.
Boom! Boom! Boom!
Or your Jeffrey video that you did for the Batman when you went, it goes like this, and you did when he did arms with my brother in fucking stitches every time he watches that now.
He needs some. I've got Robin to go with him too. Robin has like a karate chop action, I think. I'm pretty sure. The Batman has the punch, bam. He needs the old '60s Batman sound effect, bam, when he punches.
Yeah.
And Robin has, I think, a karate chop. Yeah, nice. nice tights too. Like he's gone for the short shorts on that one. He got a karate
It
chop.
looks like one of the ambiguously gay duo from Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah, exactly.
The ambiguously, you know, especially the Robin does.
He does a karate chop. Chop!
Plenty of guys wearing that outfit.
Blam!
It is ugly. You go through, you're like, just do not move. You know, you don't want anything to fall out. You know, it's like one of those fucking moments when you see him at the Comic-Con and you have like that like chubby nerd like big Batman fan that wears like something as tight as the Robin's that you just like, okay, all right, we've seen enough. You know, it's like, can't walk around.
I'm sorry. Oh, I just found something. It's not Batman, but it's a rare collectible from Taco Bell.
Oh.
It's Watto, and he actually floats.
Oh no!
Yeah, he actually floats. Got a little magnet that repulses him, and he floats.
Wow.
And you can take him out, and look at the sculpt on this. He's got a little tail. And then they gave him his little ledger. This is, you know, superior Taco Bell craftsmanship. from the days of the Chalupa, how can I say this? From the days of the Chalupa, forgot the name of the dog, so I just ruined it. But you guys get the picture. You know? So this is a classic Star Wars collectible if I've ever seen one.
I collected those tie-ins like they had at McDonald's, and I think they had them at Burger King as well here. That I collected all them too. Like I was like, man, these are going to be worth so much money one day.
Charlie, I still have a box of them, literally. A box of like all these fast food Star Wars things. And well, Brian, this can't compete with your Grail. I have a Jar Jar Binks too.
Yep, he's up there.
And he makes a squeaky noise. Well, I thought he did. He doesn't, not anymore. But he's holding on to fish. So, and he's also from those wizards at Taco Bell.
No. How do they do it, those guys? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's actually.
We're not worthy. You know, like in Wayne's World. Oh no, it's like worthy. Like in Wayne's World when they see like a rock star, they go, "We're not worthy." Those things going to Ryan. I'm not worthy. To Ryan Grail. It's paying it respect. Like it's praying to the. We got to pray to the gods. See, however he says it, you know. So.
I love that trailer you sent me. That one. It's Star Wars. Was it Jar Jar Awakens or something like that? At the end of the trailer.
That is hilarious.
Oh, I'd pay money to go see this. Force Awakens. I want Jar Jar Awakens.
Well, we might wrap it up there, guys. Thank you, everybody. That was
nice
another good episode, I think. Nice to see you all again, guys. And thanks, Mark, for jumping in.
Thank you.
And good luck at NYCC.
NYCC. Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll probably see me before, obviously, but yeah, you know, it's 2 weeks from today it begins.
Yeah, okay. It'd be good to catch up with you, if not before, then after that, so we can get
absolutely.
the inside dope.
Well, both. I'll come on before now. I mean, you know, if I haven't seen you guys in a few weeks, so it's really nice to see you. It's like I went in New York not New York, you know, the American champ last night.
Yeah.
Because I like the, you know, I like the if I can do it, I like to do them and then do you the next. You know, it sounds bad when I'm saying it. I like to go on one shot and then the next one.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like sometimes, you know, when you wake up in the morning, it's a little hard once in a while.
Yeah.
But then that sounds terrible too. But you get the picture.
Good one, Mark. All right. See you next week, guys.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
There you go. There, everyone. Thank you.